What's happening, everybody? So, Dodge is releasing the TA Challengers, and I can't wait to go up to my local dealership and take a look at one. I'm kind of excited about this package because not only can you get that package with the 6.4, but you can also option it for the 5.7. Gives the 5.7 guys a really cool option if they're looking to get more or less a top of the line hot rod Challenger, but just not have to pay that 6.4 premium. But the neat thing about the TA is that Dodge has finally done something constructive with these SRT hoods. I guess they weren't selling too many SRTs and needed a place to put those hoods. I don't know. But here's the cool thing. You can now get your TA with a functional hood scoop. It's not just there to bring in fresh air into the engine compartment anymore. Nah, it's actually a functional fresh air inlet, in much the same idea or the same value that the shaker brings in fresh air to that inlet system. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that because now a fresh air inlet system that will function on my SRT hood will be an OEM part. Yep, can't wait to get my hands on one of those. I'm going to do an install video on that and kind of get you guys some data as well. See if that thing works as well as this Hellcat that I've got back on the car. But getting back to the TA and why I like it so much. Frankly, if I were to have been buying my SRT at the time of the release of the TA, I would probably have gone with the TA. Well, that is unless I got a chance to drive an SRT and got to sample the active suspension, which a TA does not have. It's a pretty strong selling point. That's one of my favorite things about my car is that I can dial in the ride firmness, and it's a pretty marketable difference between street, sport, and track. So yeah, I'm not so sure if I would want to give up that as my option, but the TA comes with everything else. You get the big brakes, you get the hood, you get a little bit of a lowered suspension. It's just a really nice looking car, and the only option that it doesn't have is going to be that active suspension. Yeah, maybe I would have done well without that. Well, that wasn't until I priced one out. The problem with the TA is, even though it's kind of the middle kid, the issue is that it's still rather expensive. When you can get a TA for, I think, $44,000, $45,000 is what they're starting out at. But once you add maybe leather interior, a couple of options here and there, next thing you know, you're looking at a car that's $51,000. It's basically more expensive than the SRT is. So what do you go with? Do you go with the TA or do you go with the SRT? Well, I can tell you that I won't be trading my SRT on a TA, but I am going to thieve myself one of those intakes. So anyway, the best part about the TA though is that it is going to be an option for the 5.7 guys. And if somebody has got an older Challenger and they're looking to trade up or just trade across, that TA is a very attractive option, especially when you consider that all the hot rod parts they come with it. Oh yeah, it's also rumored to have a new, the SRT performance exhaust. Don't know much about that, but I can't wait to get my ears on that little option as well. So, let me get y'all's opinions on that. What do y'all think about the TA? Do you think it's a kind of a grab back at the past? Just Mopar, I don't know, trying to milk as much of their heritage as they can? I mean, let's face it, Challenger's slated to be dropping dead sometime around 2018. They've only got so much time before they start, I don't know, introducing V6 turbos to us. Do you think it's one of those type of things, or do you think it's actually a special car? Maybe if you're thinking about getting a Challenger, are you thinking about getting the TA? Is the functional hood scoop, a little bit wider wheels, is that worth the money to you guys? Post up your comments and let me know. Adios.